Okay, this is the last question from last month. Thank you for being so patient waiting for this. Let me read it out. Would love some insight on chronic thrush vaginal infections. Began 1.5 years ago for the first time and has been constant since. Used different pharmaceuticals, natural remedies, restrictive diets, seen womb healers and medical specialists. It just keeps coming back, pretty much always there. This is the stuff and the reason why I love to give this deeper meaning into physical symptoms, recognizing that that's only one aspect, one facet of holism when it comes to your health, is when people have tried all the things and tried all the things that they know of, especially conventional and alternative, and they're still looking for answers. And then you usually find yourself somewhere like here. And I love that someone has been brave enough to ask this question, because I'm sure there's lots of others out there that have experienced this as well. Okay, so there is going to be an element of physical that I'm going to speak about. And again, this has been from experience of working with people where we really feel like conventional medicine, educated people, alternative medicine practitioners should have the answers, but it is crazy what gets missed. And that's why I think it's really important for us to advocate for ourselves. And I think it's really important for practitioners out there, whether you're conventional or alternative, to actually have the guts to say to someone that it's stress that could be causing it. Now, I'll talk about the stress in a minute. So it happened for the first time 1.5 years ago. And when you can really have a clear timeline in mind of when it started, like 2 years ago, 5 years ago, et cetera, I always ask people to share with me what was going on in your life at that time. And it might not be a specific event. It may have been a particularly stressful period of time of your life. It may have been experiencing your parents get divorced. You may have had a lot of deaths happen around you, maybe not like close to you, but people that you know of, or just hearing a lot about death. It could be transitioning jobs, countries, transitioning from school to university. It could be relationship stress. So what was going on in your life that maybe you felt like you were coping with mentally, but your body wasn't coping with it? And so it's giving you this message, because a lot of people feel that stress is something that we notice in our heads, that we feel stressed, but stress shows up in many different ways. And for me, stress is what your body can cope with to a certain point. It can compensate until it can't anymore. And if you've been around me for a while, you'll hear me say that's when we start to get the undesirable manifestations on a physical level, mental level, behavioral, energetic, spiritual, life just feeling like it's not working out. That is the expression of stress. So stress, I said that I'd come back to this, on the body can come in different forms. And I actually remember this from my osteo days. So stress can come in the form of physical stress, be it we burn the candles at both ends, we don't sleep enough. Maybe it's overtraining for some of you who really love to exercise, or training for events. It's just overdoing it on a physical level, asking your body to do a lot. Physiological stress could be something like a pregnancy. I say it's like the good stress. Some people would argue that. Physiological stress can also be when you get a virus, a flu, a cold, and the physiology of your body has to change. The biochemistry has to change to fight this virus, this pathogen. The next one is emotional stress. So how is it that we process our emotions? Or rather, what I find a lot of people don't is they don't process their emotions. And that's what I teach people to do. So stress can come in the forms of physical, physiological, or emotional. And then go back to what was going on in your life 1.5 years ago. It may not be a specific event, but it may be. It can also be accumulation of events or a time in your life where there was a lot going on and maybe your body couldn't hold it. But I do look at location, because we can get thrush in like our oral cavity. I remember getting that when I was younger, when I took a lot of antibiotics when I was 8 years old. And I remember feeling like I was swallowing a hairball all the time, and I had thrush on the back of my throat. It was really gross. But then the other area is vaginal thrush, Now you said infections, but I don't know if there's infections as well, because there can be bacterial infections, or if it's just thrush. I just had something pop into my head, but I'm not too sure if that's 100% correct, so I won't actually say it. Looking at if you're on the pill at all, or if you have changed the pill, I think is really important. Not all pills are designed to be the same, and hormonal imbalances can change the pH in the vaginal tract and make you more susceptible to thrush, which is the Candida albicans, I believe. However, some people do get thrush that is not the normal strain. So I think it's important to find that out. But again, I'm going to assume that if you've seen specialists, that they've swabbed you and they've actually found out what strain it is, so that they've tried to treat you. But yeah, if you have been treated alternatively, conventionally, pharmaceutically, I mean, that's what I experienced with my skin, is they all worked whilst I was on them. But as soon as I came off them, they stopped working. So, yeah, considering if you are on the pill, if you've changed the pill, if that's affected you, but also what else affects our hormones is stress. Okay, so what I'm trying to get you to really look at is what stress is going on in your life, even if your brain and your head doesn't feel it. This area of the body is the sacral chakra, and in particular, it does have to do with sexuality and sensuality. And so this is where I would go deeper in, say, the release course, if I was working with someone one-to-one and asking them about their sexual experiences, which may have been a long time ago, but still sit with them. Maybe they didn't go the way they wanted them to. They were unpleasant experiences, whatever that might be. And the emotion has been stored. And for whatever reason, it's decided that 1.5 years ago was a really good time to start knocking on your door and asking you to look deeper into this. So that's addressing the pain. But ultimately, once you address the pain, the work is around connecting with your soul purpose, expressing who you truly are. And that's something that I've had a big realization around when I really stepped into this work back in 2016, is that I remember feeling like my health counted on it, because I felt like I had tried everything. I didn't go down like full on, specialist. Well, I did go down specialist pathways when I was younger, but I just knew that that wasn't the answer. And sure enough, as the years went on, my health got better and better and better. I'm talking about my skin. But it's all about, why do we get pain in our body, physically, mentally, behaviorally, energetically, or spiritually?